Today's video is less about a review and more about how to do some simple layout procedures and basically using some blue layout ink, or what most people will term as DYKEM. DYKEM is actually a brand name, but just like Kleenex tissue and Coke for cola, same type of idea. This is actually from Seymour Paint, and it's a sprayable type of DYKEM or sprayable type of layout fluid. And basically, it's a very transparent blue type of paint that goes on, and then you can basically see your markings and see it at a much finer detail, because what we're trying to get after is, let's just take the Sharpie, for example, or Milwaukee ink saw, whatever. I could make the finest line I wanted to, and even if I had a fine tip, obviously I could make that a little finer. But if I'm wanting to get really precise at cutting, if I had to cut onto that line, number one, am I cutting to the line? Am I cutting the line out? Am I going all the way to the other side of the line? Am I splitting the line? All those things come into concern, because if we're needing proper fitment on something, whether we're going to be welding it, TIG welding it, whether we're going to be lapping valves, whatever it may be, we need to know where are we actually doing what we're doing, and marking with a broad tip marker just sometimes doesn't cut it. And then you get into some of these pencils, which, by the way, I bought these on Amazon thinking they'd be great for welding and such, but they just barely mark on anything. It's almost like they just kind of leave a kind of a waxy substance on it that easily wipes away. And yes, it's a fine line, but you really don't see it. It's not that contrasting, and you can just wipe it away with your finger. Now, that marker I can't wipe away with my finger very much, but again, it's a little too broad and it's not detailed enough. Even when it comes down to like center punching something. If I center punch on that stainless, I can see that okay. If that were steel with some mill scale on it, it'd be kind of hard to see. So when you're needing to lay out things, and again, we're being specific to metalworking here, using some blue layout fluid really contrast that, where we can actually see what we're doing here, and even taking a scribe, and now we can easily see where are we cutting to, what are we marking, what are we laying out, and that sort of thing. We can easily see it through that. And when it gets ready to be done, it easily wipes away as well. You can almost just blow it off with brake clean or acetone, or probably even gasoline. Hey, will you let us know where you would use layout fluid, or where you do use layout fluid? We'd love to hear from you. Drop it down in the comments. Let's give a little more proper test here. Take this piece of wood, lift this stainless steel off the table a little bit. Now let's say that we wanted to take and put a 1-inch offset mark off the edge of this stainless steel here, and we wanted to do that. Well, we could take some layout tools and we could make our marks on here, and then come along here and scribe that line. But again, kind of hard to see. Even if I do scribe this, I'm putting a mark in there, but it's kind of hard to see. So I just take some layout ink, and this doesn't have to be heavy. And you can see I can wipe it away right now. About another 30 seconds, I bet it'll be probably good and set up. Now I could bring in my layout tools and be able to put marks on here if I need to, or maybe even just a simple speed square or something like that. Yes, I could easily come in here and line that up. However, I made a little quick tool, and this comes in handy when you're working with a lot of sheet metal and you're working with certain offsets. And basically what I have here is a 1-inch, a 1/4 inch, a 1/2 inch, and 3/4 inch offset. And what this is, you see kind of, I've got this edge that comes all the way down, and this one's lifted just a bit. So if I wanted to put a 3/4 inch mark on there, I could just put this against this, like right here. And you want to stand this straight up. You don't want to lean it. That's going to throw off your mark. Stand it up. And now that puts a nice mark on that stainless where we can see it, that goes right through that DYKEM, or if I wanted to put a 1/2 inch. May need to sharpen my my template here. But anyway, I think you get the idea of being able to easily see that now, and being able to make your cut, or make your fold, or whatever you're needing to do. Maybe you need to put this in the brake. But you can easily see where you need to go to, where you need to cut to, and where you need to break. And once I've done everything I need to do, again, take this off. There's really not much left there at all of a mark. So we also have not hurt our material near as much as if we were really, putting a deep scratch or gouge in there as well. Now let's take a look of how we can use this on cylinder heads and valves. Now here we have a set of cylinder heads, or actually just one cylinder head. This is an LS cylinder head, cathedral port, but anyway, regardless, typical cylinder head for GM vehicles, at least since like 1998 or so. But what we have are a set of old heads, and we've cleaned a couple of combustion chambers up a little bit, but really haven't deep cleaned these heads at all. But wanted to show how we can lap these valves and how we can see it better when we're lapping them. Because the intake valve here, should go here, has not been lapped. The exhaust valve has been lapped. You see the nice dead gray or stale gray or just kind of very dull gray on that exhaust valve. That kind of gives it away that's been lapped in, as well as the lip here on the actual valve seat. Now, looking at the valve seat, it gets kind of tough to read that when you're trying to lap it. And you can get down there and you can put a camera on it and see it, but just sometimes you kind of strain your eyes on making sure that you have a nice even lap all the way around it. Usually on the valve, pretty easy to see, but not so easy to see on the valve seat itself. So that's where some DYKEM will help. So just to give you an idea, this is where these valves started, nice and crusty on this exhaust valve here. And on this intake, a little crusty, definitely not pretty. Not as bad as like your direct injected LT stuff, but those can get quite crusty, especially on the inside of the valves. But most of the time on the LS stuff, your intakes are not too bad, but your exhausts are the one that kind of take a beating and need to be lapped in really well. But we're going to go ahead and do the intake side. Like I said, we've already done the exhaust. Now, got a couple of tricks here to kind of help that out. Now, typically what would happen would be you'd put a little oil on here and you take a little valve grinding compound and you put it around here. You throw this thing in here and then you stick this suction cup on it and you twist it like this back and forth. And most of the time the suction cup comes off and it just kind of, you feel like you're trying to start a fire. And again, doing the intakes are typically not that bad, but when you're doing those exhaust ports, sometimes you're working on them for quite a while. So I got an easy way to do this. So let's pull this out. We'll again take our Seymour blue layout ink. Again, we don't need a lot, probably too much. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to take our intake valve, I'm going to throw it over here into this combustion chamber while that's drying. Little WD-40 on here. Okay, we're going to take our hot glue gun. Put this a good dab here in the middle. All right, so I think you see the point here. We've basically hot glued a bolt on the top of this, but it doesn't have to be a bolt. I can show you here. And you may think it takes a long time. It does not. So I've got another bolt on that one. I've got a 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch adapter, socket adapter on that one. So there's several different things you can use. I've got 6 or 8 things that I can use, and I can just hot glue onto here. And then what I use is basically a hex end that I can chuck up in a drill with a piece of Gates fuel hose that I can just press fit onto the bolt or onto the adapter, whatever. So let's go ahead, get some valve grinding compound on here. Really don't need a lot. Already lubed it up. So now I'll take up my piece of hose, put it in my drill. We don't have to spin it really fast. In fact, I like to kind of vary it. I'm just going to push this down on there. Start off kind of slow. And you'll see that I can stall it if I want to. But I don't need to do that. Just put enough pressure, which, by the way, yes, I know that I can chuck this up in a drill from the backside and be able to spin these as well. I've done that before. I'm just always scared with the hardened jaws that I'm going to bite into the actual valve itself. And I've done it where I've put masking tape on there. I've also done it from the backside where I hook a hose up to it. But I just feel like on this side, I can put downward pressure on it to get that to really grind in. And then I can reverse it. And when I lift, that's kind of reintegrating the compound that's being pushed out back into it. You'll hear the sound change. Get real fine, and I'll lift it back up. Goes away. There it is again. Back it up. I'm sure that's enough. We want to make sure that we have a nice uniform pattern all the way around that valve. Because what we're doing is seating this actual valve into this valve seat. So yeah, it looks nice and uniform all the way around. Now let's check out the valve seat. And you can see with that blue DYKEM or layout fluid on there, that I get a nice contrast against that to where I can see it. And I can see all the way around this valve seat, I have a nice, even contact pattern where we've lapped that valve in. I don't have any spots that I'm missing. So it's just a nice, easy way to be able to see your markings when you're lapping valves. Now here's the cool thing. Just take this valve, put it back in here. Take that bolt right off. There we go. Rub the rest of that off, but it's really not tough at all to do this. So now we've got a nice pair of valves that are lapped in, and that one's done, other than cleaning this whole thing up and doing it over again. And another place you'll typically see DYKEM or layout fluid being used is port matching on the intake or exhaust side. So again, quick spray of this, nice light coating, and now you can go around and lay your gaskets up there, take your scribe around it, and then make your marks wherever you want to do your porting. You know, maybe opening up this floor here, even though it doesn't do a lot on LS heads. But anyway, my point is, for gasket matching, you name it, any type of layout, it's really handy to have some DYKEM or have some layout ink, such as the Seymour Paint. Hey, will you let us know where you would use layout fluid or where you do use layout fluid? We'd love to hear from you. Drop it down in the comments. Have a great day. Keep smiling.